Good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. This video is about what I've got planned coming up from tomorrow. I've kept it sort of quiet because a lot of things we had to put in place for this to happen. But tomorrow morning I'm going to catch a train up to Sydney, Kingsford Smith Airport as we call it over here in the land down under, and fly all the way over to Santiago Chile. There we're going to go for a bike ride. I'm going to meet a lot of nice people over there, some interesting places that we've got lined up to see. So I hope you come along and watch what should be a pretty good bike ride in an amazing continent. A couple of years ago, my friend and I, we did ride from, it's called Quito in Ecuador to Ushuaia. It was 11,000 k's over the Andes. This time, instead of going from top to bottom, we're going from the west coast and eventually we'll make it to the east coast. So I'll see you tomorrow morning at the train station. We've finally made it to Wollongong train station, and our next stop will be Kingsford Smith Airport. And I forgot to say the other day, we've only got one hill to climb up and it's called the Andes. It's only like a speed hump, they tell me. And now we'll see you at the Sydney Airport. Until then, bye. Good morning, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I won't be long, I'm just going to print it.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Where are we off to?
Santiago.
Now, am I checking you in together?
Yeah.
Right. With the bags, who does it belong to first? So would you
Yes, that's mine.
Okay, so we'll do...
I have a thumper pumper and a battery pack. Oh man, it'd be good to get this all over and done with and go and take a rest before we get on the plane. It wasn't too painful. That was a pretty quick trip through security. Bags are all in, bikes are in the oversized section, and we're ready to go up to the lounge, chill out for a while and wait till we're called to get on the flight. So we'll see you up in the lounge. How are you?
Good, sir. How are you? Welcome.
Fine.
Cross over, turn left.
Thank you. All right, finally found our seat. Time to relax. Put our feet up. Well, I'm not here to talk about the pros and the cons for Qantas Airlines, but I've got to give it credit. To me, it's one of the best airlines that I fly on, and I thoroughly recommend it. And as you can see, this is where I'm sitting. Plenty of room, although I'm not that big. So our flight's supposed to be roughly 12.5 hours, Santiago, from Sydney to Santiago, and I'm going to get bored real early, so I'll see you on the other side. Well, 12 hours, done, dusted, I'm buggered.
Thanks. Thank you.
See ya. Well, at the oversized baggage, as you can see, my bike's arrived. Now we're waiting for Baz's box to arrive. Could be a lonely ride. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm not Steve Spielberg. That was funny. Barry was trying to be funny for a change. Okay, bike boxes have arrived. As you can see, I got a bike. We're going to put them together. In about half an hour we'll be riding again. So, time to ride. Well, we are at San Diego Airport. Bikes are packed. Got our bags on. And we're going to try and make it to Colima today. And I was told to come up here and turn right. I haven't got a clue. But we'll make it. So, let's start the journey in Santiago, Chile. Alright, I've got to work this out. I'll be back soon. Now this guy's the owner of the property, and I want to thank him very much for his hospitality and taking us in at short notice.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
And trip.
Listen, I just want to ask you, this morning, how come you were climbing a ladder? What happened?
When you can remember the key, no, you take your key in the room and close the door, and you are out, and the key in.
Then you got to climb a ladder because of what my friend did.
It's the first adventure of your trip.
But thank you very much for helping us.
Yep.
You and your wife have been lovely hosts. So, if you're in this part of the world, here, come and stay here. Hostel Cecilia. How do I pronounce that?
Bifa. Bifa.
Cecilia Bifa Hostel. We're hostel. Fantastic place to stay. All right, time for us to get riding now. We're off to Rio Blanco. Now, I haven't done an update about yesterday's ride from the airport, but I can assure you, riding from Santiago Airport to Esmeralda, which is about 40 k's away, is crazy. Had one idiot come so close, miss my pannier bag, end up hitting my elbow on his side mirror. And took a while to comprehend what the hell happened, because he was flying along the road. So we made it to Esmeralda. The bloke across the road, he was of zero help, even though we booked him through booking.com. And then the man across the road come across and offered us accommodation. Fantastic accommodation. And there was a lot of people staying there, and they worked in the mines, because mining is very big in this part of just north of Santiago, and they say they're coal mines. So now we're going to go down to this major intersection and cross over, and then we're going to head north and keep going north. So let's see. The house that we originally booked is down here on the corner, and this, even up until a week beforehand, the person saying, oh yeah, look forward to seeing you, you'll have a great holiday, welcome to Chile. 2 days beforehand they cancel on us. Not nice, but that has happened in the past with Airbnb. Probably there's a function on and they want to get more money. We just come across these horses, Brumbies, whatever, on the road. They didn't want to get off. It's a big truck pass. That's how we go. I think we'll give them a wide berth. Look at the size of them. Oh. Well, this monument here, that was for the Battle of Chacabuco in about 1817. And you know what? After all the years of travelling around all over the world, you never get to stop and look at these monuments and think, what the hell are they about? But they erected this for the battle, and they say it was the Battle of Freedom for Chile. And the guy, one of the interesting people about this, the guy that was in the opposition who got defeated is Brigadier General Morato. He come over here and he was settled, a great leader in the battalion. And when he was going to bring his wife over and 7 kids, the boat that they were on ended up going over, and he lost his wife and 1 child. 6 remain. And it's not often that they build a monument that also give him praise as well for his leadership, although he was a beaten man. So as you can see, this is the area we're riding in. We've got to go up to a tunnel. We've got about 4 more k's of climbing, and when we get to the top, they've just told us we can get a lift in a ute to go through the tunnel, because bicycles are not allowed in the tunnel. So we'll see how we go. Well, we started the climbing of the Andes today. We just got the bike over there. Oh man, 35 degrees. It is so freaking hot, and want to get a good view without falling off the cliff. But in the distance you can see the railway tracks, and that's part of the Trans-Andine Railway, which I'll speak about later. I'm not going down there to get close, but I'll turn it around and you can see where we're going. And eventually we've got to climb up over that mountain tomorrow. Oh shit, I tell you, it's hard. We've probably got about 5 more k's to go, 5 to 7 k's to finish the ride at Rio Blanco. Sounds like something out of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. But luckily we got a roaring tailwind. But it sort of just helps when you're riding in really hot weather, just uphill all day. So back to the bike, keep going. Well, what a day. besides cooking myself 10 times on the ride, we rode to Rio Blanco. No one wanted to put us up for the night. No one. Then we went to Guardia, which is about 3 k's up the road. And again, no one could give us accommodation. So someone in the restaurant decided to ring a friend, who then rang a friend, and then rang another friend, and they got us in a place which, well, it's a bed. And what we found out in Chile is very expensive. Now, I'm just going to mention, all these vehicles here, they're going on the road up over to Portillo and then into Argentina. And you'll get to see the caracolas tomorrow morning, but this is what we're going to have tomorrow to deal with all day. Because the mountain climb should take about 4 hours. Well, we think it's going to take 4 hours. And up over there in the distance is the mountain we will be climbing. Good morning from the Andes. Oh my God, what a climb. See that tunnel, that's there for the when it snows, but for us the cyclists, we use this track here, which I'll turn around now. Here you can see, and when we get around that corner up there, oh my God, wait till you see what we're going to climb. I think it's old and stupid, but today we cross the Andes. Let's do it. Oh, another stop. Oh, we finished the first set of caracals, and now, wow, we're at 2.8. We've got to keep climbing up over 3,000 meters. It's draining. Maybe I'll see you at the top. Maybe not. Well, we're at curve 4. I think we've got about another 20 to go. Man. So there they go down the hill. Are we going? See the one right at the top? Time to do it. Now if you have about $250 US, you can stay in this place for the night. Quite spectacular. But us bike riders, we don't spend that sort of money on accommodation. But what is spectacular is that lake behind us. We're in Portillo, quite a famous ski field. We've got about 5 more k's to go to the tunnel, and then we're home and hose. We'll be in Argentina. So back on the bike, we've had lunch, and I think that's about it. Shattered, double shattered. I'm not sure if you can read it. It's Christ or Cristo Redentor. 8.5 k's. Have a look. It's pretty windy, so I'm not sure this is going to come out. You may get to see a car already starting going up the mountain. Time wise, it's let me check it out. I'm sure you can see that. We're at 3,400 meters. Legs are gone. Oh, who cares? 2 o'clock, 2:30, somewhere around there. But we don't have time to be, excuse me, to be climbing anymore physically. Well, there's 2:15. So now we're going to go over here. You can see the tunnel. Now we're going to find the ute who's going to give us a lift through the tunnel. And we're told it's all downhill. Okay, well, yeah, right. We'll see what happens. How's that? We turned up and this gentleman gives us a lift. Excellent man. Excellent. Now we're in the tunnel, the Crusty Denta tunnel.
220.
All right. Fantastic. What a climb. 3,400 meters. Carrying all our gear. We did it, but we struggled. See at the end of the tunnel. Well, we did it. We got to 3,420 meters. Just just checking. I might be able to see there in the distance. That's part of the old Trans-Andine railway line. Just amazing how they could possibly build a railway at 3,400 metres. I think there's people more clever than myself. Amazing. Now, we've finished climbing. I'm confident that this is going to be all downhill to Los Penitentes. I can't move over the other side because it's too dangerous. There's the train tracks. You see part of it down there, the bridge. All right, we've got to hang on. We're going downhill. It is spectacular, and there's I don't know, a farm for the gauchos. We did see one running around earlier on with the goats. We just come down the hill at breakneck speed, blowing a gale. So now we're gonna, next stop, Punta del Inca. Before we get to Punta del Inca, I thought I'd stop because up there in the distance where the snow-capped mountains is Aconcagua. I probably pronounced it wrong, but I don't care. That is the highest mountain in the southern hemisphere, and it rises over 6,000 metres. Not today, chaps. Well, blowing a gale. I'm hoping you can see the church in the background. That was the only thing that was surviving from 1965 avalanche. They took out everything. You can see the remnants of the hotel. Now that hotel was for the rich and famous, and they used to come up by catching the train. And there's the Punta del Inca train track, which takes you all the way up over to Los Andes. And I've got some photos and I'll post them on when I do the video. But now, if you look down there, that whole arch, interesting, because the history, well, it's a myth that many years ago, we're talking thousands, there was a ruler in this region and his son was paralyzed, and they say that this river here is it's got healing powers, and if people believe that, that's good for them. So he come up here and marched up here with all his men, but they couldn't get across the river. So he got his men to like make a platform where they got their arms outstretched, and then they walked so the ruler and because his son had to be carried, could go across to go down into the water to bathe. As a result of that, when the child was healed, supposedly, and now could walk, the men that were in that line solidified. So that whole ridge, and underneath that's where the water's going through, that was created by the warriors that helped the ruler cross the river with his son. So, okay, interesting story. But what is surprising, isn't that amazing? They have an avalanche and a Catholic church survives. We'll leave that one for another day. Okay, Los Penitentes to end the day. Well, let me say this. Welcome back to the channel. And we're riding out of the Andes. That's the Rio Mendoza. Still at, I don't know, 2,600 meters. Turned it around. Absolutely spectacular scenery this morning. We started at 10 degrees, a bit chilly. Oh well, that's okay. A nice smooth road, and as you can see, wow, what an amazing part of the world to be riding in. Yeah, train tracks are still down there. Now, I'm not being racist, but I reckon they need to bring the Chinese over here. They're great at building things, and get them to get that bloody train track going again. Otherwise it's never going to happen. Been dead for 40 years, and I can't see this country spending the billions to get it running, which would be such a boom for the tourism, because there are a lot of crazy what do you call it, train bus. Holy moly, this is hard riding at altitude, but this makes it all worthwhile. So we're heading off to well, I've got to pronounce it, Uspallata today, and it's a 70k ride. But they say it's all downhill. Yeah, bullshit. All right, I'll keep pedaling. Welcome to Uspallata, but in English we would say Uspallata. Now we finally made it, but before going into town, we wanted to call into Las Barbadas, because the V's pronounced B, but anyway, who cares? Now this place here was the kilns in there, and they was extract all the precious minerals, and it was, let me see, not, hang on, oh, declared a museum December 1945, but a century beforehand it was used as a mining, it was a mining area set up by the Jesuits, and then it later moved on into a processing area for minerals like gold. Silver's huge in South America. So now we're going to go inside and take a look around. We finished early today, all downhill, 70 k's in 2.5 hours, perfect. And we've got a super day left. I could not have done any more hills. These are the quarters where people live now. If you like, you can buy some pretty impressive paintings, but I can't have paintings because I can't carry them on a bike. And even if I could, I'm not into paintings. So now, we'll go and have a look and see if we can see how this all works. Everything is in Spanish, and when I learned Spanish, I was useless. Absolutely useless at it. It's a shame that everything is in Spanish. There's no English, and if you want to bring tourism, you've got to have at least some type of interpretation of what we're looking at. Some of the special minerals. Okay. I know what that is. That's park. That's the provincial park of the Aconcagua region. All right. So I presume this is all part of the area where they did the work in extracting those precious minerals. All right, we're going to another one. See if it's any different. They're rooms where people lived. So this is it. But look, it's a historical place, plays a big part in the history of this Mendoza region. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, no idea. Well, at least you get to see some beautiful scenery. Go right around. Oh man, I do not think I could have climbed another hill today. Not a hope in hell. Nothing to do with age, but it's the temperature is just ramping up close to midday, and since we've got a long day tomorrow, I think it's better that we finish early, go into town. We've got to get some money, got to get a SIM card, go to information to find out where the reasonable accommodation is, and then get some food. I'm hungry. But look at that scenery. Isn't that spectacular? Bit of a concern, we might have to climb that hill tomorrow to get to Mendoza. Anyway, that's tomorrow. Worry about that later. Bye. Morning and welcome back to the channel. We are leaving Uspallata, or spelt in English, Uspallata. And we were here 10 years ago, and surprisingly, I don't remember shit about that town. But what a beautiful brisk morning we've got. Yep, we had Wentworth Park going off their freaking heads this all night. Sleep was shit. Bed was perfect. Such is life. But it's so nice to be riding through this town. 8 AM on a Sunday morning. We're going to get up here and eventually we're going to hit the main road and make our way to Porteriles and the something thermal springs. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm just going to show you quickly before I turn this off the scenery in front of me. Now, doesn't get much better than that to start today. See this area below? That's the Cachoeira thermal springs, which, well, it doesn't look like there's many cars down there, but it's quite famous. They did have it in 1904. That's when they first had the springs, which was much grander and a lot bigger. But what happened, they had huge floods and wiped out the whole place in 1934. As a result, they ended up building this bridge over here. Oh, sorry, not a bridge, it's a dam. You can't drive over it. They built this dam, and in 1986 the thermal springs was recreated again. It does draw a lot of people, but maybe not now. And hola, how are you? Good. So we're not going to stop at the springs. We're going to continue on to Mendoza. We've got about 40 k's to go. But we are, I would say, nearly out of the Andes, which has been a spectacular ride this morning. We're going to go down here, continue following the Rio Mendoza. So we'll see you in Mendoza. Well, what an amazing 5 days, from Sydney to Santiago, Rio Blanco, up the Caracoles, that climb with all the circles on it, switchbacks, and all the way to Uspallata this morning, and then finally we made it to Mendoza. And when you're in Mendoza, you've got to have one of these. Best ice creams in Argentina are made in Mendoza. So I hope you've enjoyed the week of us riding in some of the most spectacular countryside in the world. So that will end episode 1, Sydney to Mendoza. On Tuesday we start the ride towards Buenos Aires. Over and out.